Hi everybody, it's Miss Higgins again. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about our body. If you look behind me, you'll see that we have a picture of a skeleton. And you might look at him and say, ooh, that's scary. Oh, spooky. We don't like him. I don't want to see him. But I needed to let you know that your bones are very important. Everybody has them. They're in each and every one of your bodies, and they have some very important jobs for us that they do for us. Let's see if we can figure out what these three jobs are that our bones do for us. The first one that I wanted to talk to you about has to do with if we didn't have bones, how would we move? Could you hold your hand up straight or write with a pencil? Probably not. No, you couldn't, because there's no bones in there. Your bones help you. They provide support for our body. They help us move. They help us run and jump. They help us go to our table and write our name. So that's one of the very important jobs of our bones, is to provide support. If not, we would be just a lump of jelly on the floor. The second job that our bones have for our bodies that they do for us is we have certain things in our body called organs, and your brain is an organ. And what do you think your brain does? Your brain is the control center. It controls everything you do. If you want to get up and walk to the door or go out and run and play tag, your brain tells your body what to do those things. If you're hungry, your brain tells you, hey, let's go get something to eat, and it'll help you go to the kitchen and get you something to eat, or to tell your mom or dad that you want something to eat, and they'll get it for you. Your brain also is in control of things that we don't have to think about, like breathing. You don't have to think about breathing, but you breathe all the time, don't you? It helps you remember to blink your eyes, because even without thinking, you're blinking your eyes all the time. It also helps you remember, it reminds your heart to beat. Your heart is circulating your blood through your body, and that's very important. It has to happen all the time, but you don't have to think about it. Your mind just reminds your heart to just do that. So back to the bones. Your brain is very important, your heart is very important, your lungs are very important. You need all these things to be alive, and your bones protect them because they're very soft. Your brain is very important, but it's a very soft organ in your body. And your skull up here acts like a helmet and protects your brain. Your ribs, if you look up there, your ribs protect your heart and your lungs, so that bad things don't happen to them, and they can keep working the way they need to work for your body to do what you need it to do. So that's the second thing. So first of all, it provides support and movement. Second of all, it offers protection to your important organs of your body. And the third thing is really a tough one. A lot of people don't think about this, but when you fall, say, what happens when you fall and you scrape your knee? You bleed, and sometimes you'll just wipe it up with a rag or paper towel, or you get a nosebleed and you have to use a lot of Kleenex to clean that off. But that blood that you've bled on that towel now goes in the trash can. Well, if you keep bleeding, you keep getting nosebleeds or whatever, and you're bleeding, and how do you get new blood? Well, your bones make new blood. Did you know that? That's pretty cool that your bones do that for you. So you don't have to worry about when you fall and scrape your knee, and you don't have to worry about that blood, because your bones are always making new blood for you. So those are the three important things that your bones do for your body, for you, and that's why bones are not scary. They're very important, and everybody has them, and we are very glad we have our bones, because they offer support so we can move. They offer protection to our organs so that they can make us blink and breathe and get up and run and play tag, and they make new blood for us. All right, see you later. Hey everybody, so today we're going to create a bone glove. We usually do this in class and the kids get to feel it. One what we have is 2 gloves, 5 popsicle sticks, and some gel from the Dollar Tree. Or you can use conditioner or anything kind of gooey. And basically we're going to make 1 glove without bones and 1 glove with bones, so the kids can see and feel what our bodies would probably feel like if we did not have bones, because we would have been doing some bone stuff this week. It's a pretty easy activity, pretty easy to make them. The kids enjoy squishing on them and stuff like that. So basically all you do is you fill 1 glove up with just the gel. And that take a little bit, but just make sure it gets down into the fingers of it. Fills it up some. Quick and easy going. Make sure it gets into the thumb also. So there, it's in the fingers, it's not in the thumb yet, so we gotta add a little bit more. Just getting into the thumb there, that's probably pretty good. And then you just tie a knot in the end of it. And you'll probably get gel everywhere, but that's okay. And so this is your hand without bones. This is the way your hand would be. You wouldn't be able to, you know, raise your hand or do anything. You definitely wouldn't be able to read or write or read books or anything like that. So the other one, you're just going to put the sticks and make sure 1 stick gets down each finger. Oop, I dropped one. That finger. And I need 1 more because I just dropped one. And I try to get sticks that don't have little, like this one has, it's kind of broken on the end and it might rip the glove. You definitely don't want to rip the glove, because then that gel will go all over the place. And then you're going to just fill it up with some gel or conditioner or soap if you got lots of soap. Like I said, I just got this at the Dollar Tree. It was $1. They also have the popsicle stick things there if you aren't eating a lot of popsicles at home. We don't eat popsicles really at my house. So I had to grab some. Let me just get this other bottle, because I did have one already. Just getting there. That's probably good. Make sure it goes into the thumb. Tie it into a knot. I'm getting gel everywhere. Make sure that comes all the way through so it doesn't leak out. Alright, and there is your one with actual fingers. See, this one, they can hold it straight up. And this one is just kind of wiggly. But the kids like to touch on them and feel. You can actually feel the bones inside the fingers. It's a good representation of what our body is like with bones in it. And there you go. Okay, for our next x-ray activity, you'll need a couple items. Don't need a whole lot, but you'll need a black or a dark color construction paper, a white chalk or a gel pen, whichever you have. I'm going to use the chalk because the chalk works better. My gel pens don't always want to write. Some Q-tips or some white pipe cleaners that you can cut into smaller pieces, and some glue. So what you'll do is you'll remind your child of the picture of the skeleton and the bones that we have in our arm right here, and remind them that there's 2 bones there, and that's how we get to twist our arm. So we can open doors or open things and do things. That's how we get to do this with our arms, is because we have a bone here and a bone there. And then you're just going to put their hand on the paper and you're going to draw around it. And this is really large chalk. It's my granddaughter's, so it's the bigger chalk, but if you have smaller chalk, that's actually better. So then they have the outline of their arm, and then you can give them the Q-tips or the pipe cleaners and just have them glue them on where they think their bones would be, and this will be their own x-ray. So we're going to actually, I think, use the pipe cleaners. Let me stick these. It's kind of windy out today, so. And they would just take them, and they remember, you know, that they have bones in their fingers. And I could just put the glue on in lines. This is good for building muscle control in their hands, using the glue like this. So try to let them do it themselves. Just don't let them get too crazy with it, because they will. They'll dump a lot of glue on there. There we go. So there's 1, 2, 3 fingers, 4 fingers, 5 fingers. And then, of course, remind them that they have those 2 bones going down their arm. And you can actually use a couple if you've cut them too short, which these I cut shorter. And you put 2. And there you have their x-ray. Okay, for this next x-ray activity, we're going to take two pieces of paper towel. I use a permanent marker. You can use a pen or whatever. It's just to trace the outline of their hand. You're going to take some water and some black food coloring that we're going to add to the water to make it like a black watercolor kind of, and some glue and a paintbrush, of course, to paint on the color. So what we do is we trace your child's hand, or whoever's hand, your own if you want. If you want to do this too, you can. And this goes on the inner part, and it's just to help you kind of get a guideline for where your bones might be. And there you go. So there is the outline, and then they'll just take the glue and pretend to make their bones. And they can do this any way they want. There's one for each hand, and then they're going to go down into the arm, 2 arm bones. Okay. Then once you're done with that, you're going to actually fold the paper on top of itself. And you do want to protect your surface. I've got a lid from a plastic tote that I had inside that I found. We're going to add a little bit of this black gel food coloring, which I think I usually use watercolor, but I don't have watercolor here, so I'm just going to create my own if I can get it open. And this will be the real messy part because this doesn't want to open. Trying to get this into the water, and I'm just going to dump my brush in there and then mix it in the water, and we'll get that going. You just want this really watery, because as it dries, what's going to happen is the white from the glue is going to come up through the paper towel, and it makes it look like an x-ray. And then you can just brush on with all the water. I've even put this in a spray bottle before, and I let the kids spray it on the paper towel, which is probably easier than what I'm doing here. But this, I'm using what I have. You know, we're home in quarantine, so we're making things happen. And you can already tell that some of it's already coming through. You can see the white lines, and as this dries, well, I'll take a picture of it later on as it's dried and let you see how much the white glue has come through, so it looks like bones on an x-ray. It's really cool looking. Yep. So we'll let that dry, and I'll get back to you with a picture later. All right, bye. Hi everyone, it's Miss Higgins, and I'm going to read you a story. It's a book about your skeleton by Ruth Belove Gross, illustrated by Stephen Bjorkman. And this is kind of about the bones that we've been talking about. It goes into a little bit more detail. Everybody has bones. Everybody needs them. If you didn't have any bones, you would flop around like spaghetti. And remember, we talked about you'd be like goo on the floor if you did not have your bones in your body. Everybody has them. Your bones are hard and stiff. The rest of you is soft. The hard, stiff bones help hold the soft part up, and they give the soft part a shape. So your bones also give you your shape. You can feel the hard, stiff bones that help you hold you up and give your body its shape. So you can feel the bones in your fingers and in your arms. You can feel the one in your elbow. You can feel them in your ankle. You can feel them in your chin. I can feel it in my cheek. Yeah, you can feel your bones all over your body. This makes it nice and hard. You have more than 200 bones in your body. Long bones, short bones, flat bones, curved bones, little bones, and big bones. There are bones in your head. There are bones in your toes, which are down there, and bones almost everywhere else in between. All of your bones help put together are called your skeleton. But a skeleton isn't just a pile of bones. That's a pile of bones. Is that a skeleton? No. This isn't a skeleton. Nope. Neither is this. The bones have to be put together right. That is a skeleton. The arms are where the arms go, and the legs are where the legs go, and the head. It's a good thing that bones are hard. If you bump your head, you might get a headache. But the soft, squishy brain inside your head would be safe. Your head bones are like a hard hat. They keep your brain from getting hurt. And if you tap on your head, you can feel that it's pretty hard up there. It's not soft and squishy. Your brain is inside of your skull. The bones on your head are your skull bones. Construction workers have to be extra careful because they have heavy equipment. And so they have to wear hard hats over their hard skulls. See, accidents happen. Your heart and lungs are soft and squishy too. But nothing will happen to them even when somebody hugs you too tight. Like a big bear hug. It will not hurt your lungs and your heart because you have bones there. The bones that curve around your chest keep your heart and lungs from getting hurt. The bones that curve around your chest are your ribs. You can feel them under your skin. Maybe you can even count them. And you can try that. Try to count your rib bones. Every bone in your body is joined to at least one other bone. Put your thumb and first finger together. Can you see where your fingers bend? And you can see there's one bend in your thumb, so there's 2 bones there. There's 2 bones in your finger, so there's 3 bones there. The bending places is where 2 bones are joined. And guess what that's called? The bending places are joints. Strong, stretchy bands like big rubber bands hold the bones together. These bands are called ligaments. They're what holds your bones together so that these bones don't just fall to the floor. Without the joints in your fingers would stick straight out and you would never play ball or play the piano or button your buttons or peel a banana. You wouldn't be able to, or write your name or color your picture. Shoulders, elbows, and wrists are joints. So are hips and ankles and knees. How many things can you think of that these joints help you do? Well, your knees help you jump. Your hips help you do the dance. Your ankles help you move your feet. So when you run, you need that. You need to be able to move those. It would be hard to, it's hard to walk without bending your knees or your ankles. Other joints and other parts of your body also help you move. You can twist and turn and touch your toes because you have joints in your backbone. Your backbone is made up of little tiny bones called vertebrae. Another name for backbone is your spine, and that goes right down your back. And you can feel that too if you bend over. You can usually feel your backbone, your spine. And that's a whole bunch of little bones put together. You can open and close your mouth because you have 2 important joints in your skull. Put your finger in front of your ear to feel them. And you can feel it move when you do that. There are other places in your skull where bones are joined, but these joints do not move. No matter how big or how small a bone is, and no matter how it is shaped, there are spaces inside the bones. The big long bones in your arms and legs have big long spaces inside them. And at the ends of these bones, there are tiny spaces, like the spaces in a sponge. Other bones have tiny spaces too. The spaces are filled with a mushy material called bone marrow. Red bone marrow is where blood cells are made. So, your bones do more than hold you up and help you move and give your body a shape and protect your squishy insides. Your bone also helps you make blood, just like we talked about. Support, protection, and movement. The 3 most important things that your bones do for you. Bye, friends.